at the half boards. McKellar with it. She'll throw that in front and unable to find the stick of Kyla Kraus. She was all alone on the far side of Sydney Othier. Now Krishanda Green comes in for Ryerson. Green leaves it for Im. Im will shoot, and that one stopped. Green scores! Krishanda Green crashes the net, and it's 2-1 for the Ryerson Rams. A long power play opportunity there from the Rams. They kept it in the Golden Hawks zone pretty much the whole time, so the power play for the Rams got tired out there quickly. Golden Hawks gather it now, but that one picked up at the top of the slot. A shot on goal. McGilvery scores. The backhand bar down. 3-2 for the Ryerson Rams. She'll play it down low for Baker. Tries to get that one up into the slot, but now collected by Dowdle. Dowdle down low to Baker. We see Lauren Nicholson playing the top of the point here, but Smith will now come out of the box, and we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. And in comes Jessica Wakefield on a breakaway. Wakefield all alone. She dekes, she scores! Jessica Wakefield with another beautiful goal. And we're back knotted up at 2. As there you see Ailish Forfar. First shooter in the shootout, Forfar over the blue line. She'll come in with a little bit of a move. Forfar scores! Here comes Katrina Manakarakis. She gathers. Manakarakis on Othier. She'll shoot, and that's stopped by Sydney Othier. And the Ryerson Rams have ended their 7-game losing streak and have won for the first time in 2017. Michelle Evangelou, our player to watch for the Ryerson Rams. We talked about it pregame, Nolan. This could have been the game. She breaks out. The 5th-year senior snipes that one. A short-handed goal for the Ryerson Rams, and they have their first lead of the hockey game. Well, right here, we're going to take a look, Nolan, at a few breakout attempts. This one by the Ryerson Rams, and you're going to see Rachel Dowdle come around, and no Ryerson Ram is able to get themselves open. You see no feet moving. This ends up being a chip play with the boards. And now watch the Nipissing Lakers. Look at that smart play off the boards, leads to a 2-on-1 the other way, and a great opportunity for the Lakers. So there you see prime example of a team that's playing at their peak right now, heading towards the playoffs, and a deflated Ryerson Rams team. No one moving their feet, and not much determination here from the Rams. Sarah McGilvery could possibly be right-handed. Her backhand is unbelievable, Nolan. That's the second time this season we've seen her go absolutely bar down with the backhand. Check this out. My God, that is nasty. Sarah McGilvery, and we're tied up 1-1 here at the Mattamy Athletic Center. Yeah, you're right. They were able to finally break their 7-game losing streak, Nolan, and they were able to do it against one of the better teams in the league, the Queens Gales. That game going to a shootout, but the biggest thing from that game is the offense finally came alive. They only had 2 goals in 2017, and they got 3 there last weekend. Alyssa Connolly and Krishanda Green scoring in regulation, and then Ailish Forfar, a gorgeous goal in the shootout, followed by an Alex Rodriguez goal, and then Sydney Othier, one of the better goaltenders in the OUA. She's proven that lately, made a huge stop to secure that win. So definitely a positive for this Ryerson Rams team as the playoff pictures kind of started to fade for them. A win is big right now. As you look right here at that last weekend's game, Nolan, as I mentioned, 2 goals in regulation, 2 goals in the shootout. They were able to get 39 shots on net, and they scored more goals than their previous 7 games combined. I mentioned they only had 2 goals in their previous 7. So a huge positive there for the Ryerson Rams to look to carry that into tonight's game against the Voyageurs. Yeah, well, I sat here and said, look at the Rams coming out quick, and I swear to God, 10 seconds later, Morgan McCann goes down the ice and scores and makes me eat those words. So Morgan McCann, obviously one of the better players on the ice, especially for the Laurentian Voyageurs. She was our player to watch for a reason, and she was able to make an effort out of basically nothing, getting a shot on Sydney Othier, but then the actual shot she got a goal off of, the puck was bouncing in the air. She was behind the net almost, and she's able to get a stick on that. Really a very talented hockey player there, Morgan McCann. Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Both of these 2 teams had very eventful and exciting playoff runs to get here tonight to the OUA Queen's Cup. Let's start with the York Lions. They were able to take down the Lakehead Thunderwolves and the Guelph Griffins, both in 2 games. They then had to play the Windsor Lancers. That Lancers team was able to upset the number 3 Laurier Golden Hawks and the number 1 Ryerson Rams. A lot of people thought that Windsor Lancers team would do the same thing to the York Lions. However, it was the veterans of this Lions team stepping up in Game 3 and punching their ticket to the National Championship and the OUA Queen's Cup here tonight. The other side, the Queens Gales, they had a tough road to get here to this game. They had to play one of the best teams in the nation down the stretch. The Ottawa GGs in round 1. They then moved on to play the number 2 team in the OUA East, the Concordia Stingers. They took care of business there. And then in round 3, they absolutely stunned the McGill Redmen, one of the best teams in the country all season long. They swept the Redmen in 2 games. These 2 teams have proved that they deserve to be here in this game tonight to battle it out for the OUA championship. And that's what the next 60 minutes will provide. Guys, we're in for a really good one. I'm just as excited as you guys are to see it. And guys, back up to you. Take me through that play from your point of view.
It was a nice shot by Rose on the point there. Nice getting it through. And it was a good job by our centerman, Bryce Milson, and just happened to be on the doorstep there and tapped it home.
Now, of course, a berth at Nationals before coming into this game, but how big was winning the OUA championship, the Queen's Cup, and now you have all this momentum heading to Fredericton next week. How big was this?
Oh, it was huge. At the start of the year, there's a lot of doubt in us, and we fought through it, and we showed it throughout playoffs, and we showed it with adversity tonight.
Thanks for this, and congrats. Enjoy this one.
Thank you very much.
Guys, back upstairs to you. Yeah, thanks, guys. Down here at the Queen's first goal scorer, Slater Doggett. Take me through that play there when you found the back of the net.
We were just battling pretty hard down low, and saw that they had 5 guys go down to the crease to kind of stop a play there. So I kind of backed out to the slot, and puck found its way through.
And now, obviously, pace really starting to pick up after you found the back of the net there. You guys getting on the board once again, followed by 2 York goals. What do you guys need to do here in the third to slow the pace back down, get back to your style of game, and eventually, hopefully, pull out the win?
Yeah, we knew after we got up 2-0, they were going to come out as hard as they did, and our goal was to kind of stay on them and try and get a third goal, but they were just too much. So I think the plan is to just stick to our structure, because that's what's got us through this whole year. So yeah, if we can do that, I think we'll be able to slow that game down and hopefully capitalize on our opportunities.
Awesome. Slater, thanks for this. Good luck in the third.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys. Here with York head coach Chris Dennis. Huge win for you. You've only been with the program for a few years now. How big is this for you personally and the core group of guys here with the Lions?
Just saying to the guys on the ice, did you think 2 years ago we'd be looking at this? And they've stuck to it the whole way. It's been a wonderful journey, and we still got another week to go here.
Yeah, and you mentioned that another week. You head to Nationals next weekend out east. How big was carrying this win into Nationals next week? All this momentum rolling on your side.
Well, it feels good. Again, we're going to have to play kind of one-and-done games, and that's a good experience to get under our belt to be able to carry it to Fredericton with us.
Coach, thanks for this and enjoy this win.
Thank you very much.
Guys, back up to you. Yeah, well, we got to see this Ryerson Rams team on full display all season long, doing things that they haven't done in program history, an offense that has been one of the best in the country. Now can they carry that into the postseason? Because we're right back to square one. Both these teams on an even playing field here tonight. Regular season records go out the window. So let's see what the Rams can do here in the postseason. You're right. They bring a lot of depth to the table. The top 3 lines they can really count on. However, they only have 3 players on this team that have 10 or more points this season, and they're going up against a Ryerson Rams offense that is scary good, Steven, averaging 4.15 goals per game. That's atop of the OUA. Anytime you're scoring 4 or more goals, you got to expect you're going to win the hockey game. And in the last 2 games that this team has played, their last one against Western, a 7-4 win, and then the last game here at home, 6-2 against Brock. That's 13 goals for in just their last 2 outings. They're also really hot here at home, 7-1 this season. Waterloo's got no easy task here against this Ryerson Rams team that's playing very hot as of late. This is another thing we mentioned pre-game. If you're scoring 4 goals a game, statistically, there is no way you should lose that hockey game, especially when you score 4 in the first period, Steven. And we see it here. They're all over this Waterloo team with puck movement, able to use the entire offensive zone. And look at that, Aaron Armstrong. That is something special right there. The spinorama to the backhand, to the back of the net. So this Ryerson Rams team is doing everything that they possibly have in their repertoire. And then they got Charlie Graham standing tall there on the back end, keeping that shutout streak alive. But yeah, this Waterloo team definitely needs to tighten up here going forward. 4 goals in 1 period, 4 goals on 9 shots. That's not what you want. He's third in the OUA with a win percentage of .800, as we see right here, over 160 minutes in 4 games played without allowing a goal. This guy has been very hot. He went down last week. He took a shot off the collarbone in practice. That scared a few people, and he's back. He's fresh. Thankfully, that wasn't a long-term injury, as the Rams have been hit with injuries. Charlie Graham, however, is back. He's solid. And finally, this Ryerson Rams team has someone in the net that is showing some consistency, and that's exactly what you need when you're trying to make a push. When you're sitting atop of the OUA West and you know you're going to want to make a push in the playoffs, Charlie Graham seems to be the guy. Well, the Ryerson Rams pick up a win in 3 straight sets over the Guelph Griffins here at the Mattamy Athletic Center and punch their ticket to the OUA Final Four. For Emma Duggan, Stan Temming, Haley Salvian, Director Jordan Henry, and our producer Maddie Harris, everyone behind the scenes, that'll do it for this one from the Mattamy Athletic Center. But stay tuned as the men face off against the Western Mustangs next on OUA.TV and Rogers TV. Good evening and welcome inside the Mattamy Athletic Center, where we have OUA men's volleyball playoff action. It's the quarterfinals between the Western Mustangs and the Ryerson Rams, second in the East versus third in the West. Welcome inside. I'm Jaxson Jacobs, joined alongside Emma Duggan. And Emma, we're in for a good one here today. The Western Mustangs, they defeated this Ryerson Rams team to start the year several months ago. What did you see in that game? And now, several months later, a whole season in the books. What are we going to see here tonight? You're right. We were treated to a good one here tonight. For my colleague, Emma Duggan, for Raheem Kamali and Tash Sharil, our producer, Maddie Harris, director, Jordan Henry, everyone behind the scenes, we thank you for tuning in on Rogers TV and OUA.TV. The Ryerson Rams win 3-2 over the Western Mustangs and advance to the OUA Final Four.